shot clock. Joe Johnson takes it.
That was like a cobra there, but a mongoose. The flu.
Take advantage of the fact that Wade's not back here.
Johnson on a pull. Nice crossover. Ooze from the crowd bench off their seats.
Listen, Joe Johnson is a fantastic high percentage one-on-one guy, foul line extended, either on the right or left side of the floor.
Johnson a little inconsistent, like many of his teammates earlier this season, starting to play.
5 seconds left. Johnson in a mismatch with Nurkic.
Whoa!
Fakes it. Oh! Ankle breaker! Joe Johnson just put Nurkic on his backside. Time expires in the third. Johnson can put that one on the personal highlight reel.
That was
at 87. Joe Johnson. Bahamute is on him. Shot clock at 1.
Johnson on the post up against Tony Allen, 10 to shoot. His turn and go. And now he's defending Joe Johnson. No easy task that. Got Tony up in the air.
Well, you can see Joe last time shot the fall away. This time he faked the fall away, came up and under.
A three. Big bucket. Johnson, shake, step back.
Efficient play there. He went between the legs. You saw the ball before, but he added about 4 dribbles.
He's got it. Joe Johnson in a tree right now, man. He is having a great game. Johnson and James. And it's Joe Johnson again. 26 points for Joe James.
I'm trying to remember the last time he hit the rim.
ISO Joe with a minute and a half left. Little step back over DeAndre Jordan.
Joe at his best. He's got Jordan, shakes him off a little bit. Jordan makes a nice contest, and he shoots.
Many match LeBron James in terms of strength. Johnson, one of the few.
Does Brooklyn have an answer now? Shot clock down to 3. James on Johnson. And Johnson do it again.
And the shot's right down the middle.
Okay, so he's made 2 of them now. So it's no
Place in the Eastern Conference, while the Miami Heat have won 6 of their last 7 games.
Look at that defense right there. And that's a
And down for Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson all by himself.
Joe Johnson with a chance at a three-point play. Johnson off the screen, picked up on a switch by Myers Leonard.
Johnson, Garnett, Livingston, Teletovic, and Anderson.
Vintage Joe Johnson right there. Joe Johnson called for it. 2 on the 24. Here's a rainbow.
Hawks will be looking for a three-point shot or a three-point play. Johnson to step back 3.
Wow. Are you serious? Timeout.
7.5 seconds to play, and an absolute thriller in Atlanta.
Handle but recovers and able to get it to go. Joe Johnson having a night in Miami.
That's number 9. Johnson. Step back. He's not human.
And we got him to smile a little bit.
This is going back to Joe Johnson.
4 seconds left. Double overtime. Nets looking for the win. Johnson, the step back. He buries it. Joe Johnson.
Oh, my goodness.
He wins it in double overtime.
Durant guarding the inbound. Ibaka picks up Garnett. Then they switch. Ibaka's got Johnson behind his back. He's up and fires. Johnson scores the winner for Brooklyn at the buzzer.
3 left. Nets down 2. Johnson gets a shot off.
Oh, money!
Joe Johnson! That's a winner! Hogan's in for Johnson. 4 seconds left. Johnson with 3, with 2. Johnson the leader. Yes! Joe Johnson! He does it!
Johnson gets it to Joe Johnson. JJ rises up and drains the shot at the Atlanta Hawks. Steal one here at home.
Bulls by 2. Wallace inbound. Johnson with the run of the tie. He does at the buzzer.
Of the season, the best game of the playoffs. So many players coming up.
Here's Fry. the follow, no. Battle for the loose ball. It's taken by Johnson. 3, 2, puts it up, good. At the buzzer, unbelievable.
Now 20 seconds. No timeout. A 2 would tie it. A 3 would put them in front. Joe Johnson against Marion. Johnson drove through traffic and laid it in. 9.9. Tie game.
And in front of the Knicks bench about 20 feet away for JJ.
Joe Johnson drives, floats. Johnson with James right on top of him. He already has a foul. Johnson gets it. What a start for Joe Johnson. As he's got 50.
You don't have to take quick shots with a huge lead like this. Try to get a good look.
Johnson hangs in the air, and he just continues to wear out the Raptors here in the second.
Johnson gets there, and
Utah to stretch this lead a little bit. They played so well, and this score does not reflect that.
Johnson.
Clock at 5. Joe Johnson again. This time the defense from Ross to the basket. Johnson made it.
First game as a member of the Heat. He's got 5 points, couple of assists. Joe Johnson fakes Anthony. Now the runner and back.
Has 7 in the quarter, 10 for the game. These are 2 grown men right here. Joe Johnson against Blake Griffin. And Johnson hits.
Clock at 5. And Johnson goes all the way off the glass. Joe Johnson now with 10 points. And a great
Shot clock at 3. Johnson took DeRozan, got inside, and scored again.
I believe Joe Johnson's been in this league now 13 years.
Until out of it, Darren Williams, Blatch for Garnett for the moment. Thornton in the corner on the take again.
And it's plus 8 points in the paint. We talked about that as being one of the keys in this series. The team that has won points in the paint has gone on to win the ball game.
A switch on D that opens up the door.
Of 13 from the field. And
Williams squeezes it over to Johnson. The runner.
55.
Now if he gets going for the Raptors, Brooklyn is really a small ball, and guys really relishing through this small ball.
Johnson to the lane, heating up Joe Johnson.
It's pupil.
Salmons intercepts a pass nearly, tips it into the hands of Johnson. Turns between defenders. Luke Salmon.
A 3-point barrage. Who are these guys?
Johnson.
The sweet stroke from 3. Joe Johnson. Proud of black jerseys.
Shots. You saw that 3-pointer he made to start the game. A couple of talented left-handers.
Joe Johnson.
Yep. The old veteran back.
Everything he can do. He has 9 points in the quarter and a game high 18 points from Johnson. Off the
Johnson in the lane.
Toronto at 19 offensive boards in game 2. Johnson off the deflection will take.
quicker, smaller guys has been a huge asset for the Jazz.
Johnson one-on-one with Crawford. Iso. Joe Johnson. Johnson against Carroll. The spin. Johnson to the hoop.
But one sharp girl that knew that the big guy wasn't next door.
I don't know about sequels, but we trust Spike Lee as Johnson's shot goes up.
Johnson, who had 19 points in the first meeting in Brooklyn, led the Nets. Spin move on Rubio.
He's got a mouse in the house. Let's see what Joe does.
Just the second basket for Hayward, and Utah's back within 4.
What is that, 7 turnovers now for the Clippers?
Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson to drive.
Joe Johnson out hustling McDermott for the rebound. Using the Stoudemire screen. Scoop.
4.5 minutes remaining in this one. 101-93 count Toronto. Joe Johnson hops into the lane with a left hand off the glass. Brilliant move and a superb
go. And Joe Johnson's in the open floor. Whirling on and going glass with a pretty finish for Joe Johnson. Johnson has to feel especially good getting that first hoop.
He likes to embrace the challenge.
Well, he's good at running the clock to get off a fairly decent.
Johnson backs in, leans in, off the glass, it's good. Joe Johnson's first field goal of the second half. Remember, he had 22 points.
My ears are hurting because of the headphones.
I've been on for so long. You know what, Matt? All I can say to you is battle through it. Johnson.
Being of that kick out, Lamar.
Just goes to show how tough it is to play the game at this level. You have a split second to make decisions, and if you make the wrong...
Johnson backing into Rosen, gets in deep.
Back for the triple. 4th team foul, both teams at 4. 9 to shoot for Gobert. Again, they go to Joe Johnson. Working on Crabbe, shoots that left shoulder to him.
Move. Just one between the legs, another between the legs, and the whole time just taking little choppy steps.
Crabbe over there to help, but he can't go too far. Johnson
connects. Feed the post, and Johnson works around Harden. Tough move. Joe Johnson.
By a hustling Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson underneath the leaders.
Johnson around the Kirilenko screen. Shot clock is at 7. Johnson working on the rookie. Looks to take him, goes right.
High percentage opportunities, and so far in this series,
Johnson comes right out of the timeout, and a big hit for the Nets. Johnson working on James Love.
Garnett, here's it to Ledovich and Sean Livingston off the bench to start this quarter. Johnson at the next dead ball.
That was very close. Here's Johnson stepping inside this time, a free pass.
Rudy Gobert. Redick defends off the Johnson, makes it into the paint. Under 3 to go. Johnson the drive.
Bear goes under now, darting around that screen, forcing Hill to throw cross court to Joe Johnson. Drives, attacks, and lays it.
Terrific basketball.
Johnson. Gets it out to Johnson. Run off the line. The floater.
Who can step up? It's Johnson finally putting...
Numbers right here for the Nets.
Williams finds Johnson. Good ball fake. Slides inside. The floater rolls in.
Oh, Johnson! What a stroke! Under 3 to go. Johnson the drive. Hit
ahead by Joe Johnson, finding Wade, who put it down with a dunk. Joe Johnson off the shot fake.
Urging the Bulls on for a comeback to capture game 1. Joe Johnson.
Some side, inside the defense to get looks over.
One-on-one. Let ISO Joe do what he does best. One-on-one basketball.
Johnson draws the double.
Knocks it in beautifully.
He just gave Myers the hesitation, the hezzy pull-up.
Joe Johnson tipping the scales at 245. He looks...
Johnson gets a Haslam screen. Joe Johnson from in front. Fills it up. And a foul.
That was mean, George.
17 points off the bench tonight. Here's Hill to Favors. Pass deflected. Johnson now pulls up and scores.
That's good basketball.
Joe Johnson
slides on this one and caught some rim. Johnson on a screen. Again, playing at his own tempo, in his own time. With 3 to shoot, the left-hand hanger with a right.
By Johnson, picked up by Darren Williams. Johnson as they run, and he got it.
A rare fast break opportunity for Brooklyn. Long rebound.
1,001 career points.
Shot clock at 4. Joe goes to work on Granger.
Oh, yeah, he lost him on that one. A little tricky dribble by Joe. Oh, no, I'm stepping back. Here I go. You're too late. Nice little three-pointer.
Same time because
He wants to shoot.
I want to play with the point guard. To this here again. It's not that hard to understand. I was the net radio announcer.
Flashback to ISO Joe in Atlanta right there.
It was. Here's Johnson again. For the first quarter. Johnson.
Before the game is closed to me, he says, you know what? I still have 6 fouls to give. Absolutely. John.
Get the ball out of his hand. Make them scramble on offense.
Under 3 minutes to play. Parker stays attached to Joe Johnson. Couple of bumps. Johnson wants to take the shot. He was determined.
And bringing the Bulls to within 1. 5 on the shot clock. 45 seconds to go in the quarter.
Fires and fills it. Exactly. Both with terrific futures. There is a step back done for Joe.
Marion, the defender. A little space for the step.
With this group out here, they know the ball's going to Joe Johnson, and everyone's going to play off of him.
5 to shoot. Johnson, nice little spin move. Boy, he's 7 for 7 from the field in the first quarter. Remember, he had that.
Johnson puts it on the deck. The back end.
And you know what? turning it and do all that bad defensively. Just
see his ball handling skills for a guy 6'7".
Miami's up by 8. 4:35 left, third quarter here at the American Airlines Arena. What a beautiful.
Try to get Joe Johnson in that mid-post level as well. Remember all those shots that he used to get when he was with the Atlanta Hawks?
And that is highlight material right there.
So here's Johnson, a back in on Wilkins. Johnson, step back, yes! Not off. So that goes from a 9-footer to...
They'll score 30. There's no question. You got to let guys know that you're there.
Ty Corbin's trying every defensive approach he can think of.
Sacramento needs a timeout. Johnson with 4 to shoot. The step back long 2. And it's
trouble when Joe gets it going. I don't know how you stop him with that.
Johnson, step back.
Going to force anything into a bad shot. He'll make a good decision if they run out.
Johnson now 9 for 11 for 20 points, and the Heat are up by 14.
Off that one-on-one situation again.
Realize the Knicks now.
Jump shot.
Back live. Joe Johnson got it. But just came up with the biggest shot, perhaps of the season for Brooklyn.
Well, couldn't have been executed any better, and that's why he's a 6-time All-Star. He takes plenty of time, moves himself into position, surveys the court, now gets where he wants to get, even though he sees a double team coming.
Against Chandler, Kidd looking to cheat down. Kidd goes to double team, back up top Williams. Johnson against J.R. Smith now. Johnson on the drive, on the pull-up shot is good. And the Nets back up by 1 with 22 seconds remaining. That's the first Brooklyn points in 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
But it's Joe Johnson once again that gives his team a chance with the heroic shooting.
Alonzo G. He's got plenty of room. Joe the baseline. Hawks by 1. Cavalier ball. Joe Johnson saving the Hawks again. 103-102 Atlanta.
Yes, he is.
He is amazing. He struggled through one of the worst nights he's ever had in this building. And he has come back and hit big 3 after big 3.
Point game. Paul gets it back. They've got Ingles on him. Paul driving, puts it up. It's good off glass. Ties the game at 95. Utah has a timeout. Gets it across half court. Won't use the timeout. 5 seconds left. Joe Johnson with 4. Johnson with 2. Drives in, puts it up, gets the bounce at the gun, and the Jazz win game 1. ISO Joe.
See, what I love there in that situation is Quinn Snyder did not take the timeout, was able to move the ball up the floor. He had the matchup he wanted. He had Jamal Crawford on Joe Johnson, keep the ball in his hands, let him go to work. Did a nice job here, ran it down beautifully. What a tough shot over the top of DeAndre Jordan, and they get the kind bounce, but a gutsy win here for the Utah Jazz. But this is the matchup they wanted. Jamal Crawford on Joe Johnson. He takes his time, gets into the paint. That's a tough shot. And sometimes you got to get a little lucky for those shots to roll in. And they come in and steal game 1.
21 points for Joe Johnson. Wins the game.
Julia. That's a terrible shot. And the rebound to Joe Johnson. Joe, tricky dribble. Gets it away from Paul George. The runner no good. The follow is good.
Question when you go with this lineup with Collins and Pachulia playing most of the minutes, can you score? Now they've done a great job right out of the gates. 14 points already as Teague gets the floater to go.
Walking very carefully back to the bench. And as they say in the schoolyards, yes, his ankle was broken.
Let's just hope it's tweaked.
Yes.